In the last week of June 2026, the world experienced 6 devastating earthquakes across the planet.
Moving on, a sudden wave of earthquakes has shaken parts of the world, putting the Earth's hidden movements under the spotlight now.
It got people talking. Social media lit up with a terrifying question. Are these earthquakes connected? Is the whole planet breaking apart? Let us put you at ease and say that no, the world isn't breaking apart. But I understand why it felt that way. Back-to-back 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude tremors crumbled buildings in Venezuela. Hours later, a 7.2 rocked Japan's northern coast. On the exact same day, California got rattled by a 5.6. Then, before the week was even over, a 5.5 earthquake hit Pakistan, followed immediately by a 6.2 in Afghanistan. It looked like the opening scene of a global disaster film. Scientists were quick to hit the brakes on that panic. According to the US Geological Survey, while the timing was certainly a crazy coincidence, these powerful quakes were isolated events that happened on completely separate tectonic plate boundaries. They were not part of a single global event. But wait, if they aren't linked, if Venezuela has nothing to do with Afghanistan, then why did they all happen? And more importantly, why do these specific regions keep getting hit over and over again? To solve that mystery, we have to zoom out and dive miles beneath our feet, where colossal invisible forces are at war. Let's look at the science of plate tectonics. The Earth's outer layer is called the crust. It makes up less than 1% of Earth's total volume, yet it is the layer we live on and contains all known life. Also, it isn't really one solid piece. Think of it more like a cracked eggshell. It's broken up into giant pieces that are floating around on a thick fluid. We call these pieces tectonic plates. Some plates are massive, while others are smaller, but they are all always moving around. And what makes them move? The Earth's interior is extremely hot. This heat creates convection currents in the mantle, the layer beneath the crust. Picture a pot of boiling soup. The hot liquid at the bottom rises, cools, and then sinks, creating a circular flow. The same thing happens deep within the Earth, and these currents act like massive conveyor belts, slowly dragging the plates across the surface. The difference is that the mantle is composed of solid, hot rock. Because of the extreme pressure at those depths, the rock remains solid, but it is extremely hot and behaves like a highly viscous, thick fluid over millions of years. Tectonic plates move incredibly slowly, about as fast as your fingernails grow, only a few centimeters per year. But over millions of years, that slow movement builds up an enormous amount of stress along the boundaries where plates meet. The solid crust bends and strains, and when that stress finally exceeds the strength of the rock itself, it snaps. The rock slips suddenly, releasing huge amounts of energy in the form of seismic waves, and that is what we call an earthquake. Now, how plates interact at these boundaries depends on how they're moving. There are 3 main types. First, you have divergent boundaries, where 2 plates are moving away from each other. As they separate, magma from the mantle rises up to fill the gap, creating new crust. This mostly happens under the oceans, but it can cause smaller, shallow earthquakes. Second is the convergent boundary. Most massive earthquakes occur because of these boundaries. This is where 2 plates are moving toward each other and collide. What happens next depends on the type of crust. When a denser oceanic plate meets a lighter continental plate, the oceanic plate is forced down into the mantle in a process called subduction. The plates grind against each other, getting stuck. Pressure builds up for centuries. When it finally breaks free, you get a catastrophic megathrust earthquake. This is also where you get volcanic eruptions as the subducting plate melts. If 2 continental plates with similar densities collide, neither is dense enough to sink. Instead, they crumple and buckle, pushing up massive mountain ranges, and these areas are full of powerful earthquakes. Third, we have transform boundaries, where 2 plates are grinding past each other horizontally. They don't create or destroy land, but friction locks them in place. Energy builds until the rock breaks, and the plates suddenly lurch past each other, resulting in a powerful earthquake. So, let's go back to our news story. Why weren't those earthquakes connected? Look at the different tectonic settings. The earthquake in Japan, that happened on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a convergent boundary where the Pacific plate is subducting beneath other plates. The 5.6 in Northern California, that was on a transform boundary. The famous San Andreas Fault, where the Pacific plate and North American plate grind past each other. The devastating quake in Venezuela, that occurred along the boundary where the Caribbean plate slides past the South American plate. And the quakes in Pakistan and Afghanistan, they sit along the collision zone where the Indian plate is pushing northwards into the Eurasian plate. This is the same immense pressure that created the Himalayas, and it makes this region one of the most earthquake-prone in the world. Because these earthquakes originated in separate tectonic systems thousands of kilometers apart, they were independent events. It's not a chain reaction. As scientists pointed out, it would be highly unusual for earthquakes separated by such vast distances to trigger one another. While a major earthquake can occasionally trigger smaller tremors nearby, the recent sequence does not suggest a single global chain reaction. As the USGS records thousands of earthquakes every year, most are too small to notice. It's just that sometimes several big ones happen in populated areas around the same time. So, the next time you see a news report of unusual seismic activity, you can look at it with a deeper understanding. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Just Learning for more.